All right. We are live. We just got kicked off here. We're going to start in about 30 seconds. People are joining the room. So just hang tight for about 15 to 30 and we'll get rolling. Good to see you, Narisa. Good to see you, Kim. Terry, good morning to you all. Thanks for joining today. We're going to give you a lot of value in the next 30 minutes. Awesome. Matthew, good to see you. Thanks for joining. We're going to get started in about 20 seconds. Good stuff. All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in. Glad to be connected with you on LinkedIn. And, I see some new names in here, so we probably haven't talked in a while or haven't talked soon. So let's connect after this. I'd love to learn more about what you do. My name is James Jacoby. I'm the founder and CEO of Ascend Advisors. We're based in Parsippany, New Jersey. It's about an hour outside New York City. And we help small businesses win when it comes to client acquisition and sales for their business. So one thing that I want to talk about with you all today, if you sell, this is great for B2B. It can work for B2C though too. This is going to benefit either side today, whatever your market is. This is about lead pipeline and sales pipeline and how do you refresh it? How do you keep it alive? How do you revitalize it and really requalify it? It's really important to do no matter what you sell because, as you all know, leads dry out and die. You got to nurture them. You got to follow up with them. And remember, even if the lead looks the part, like the right name, the right title, the right company, even maybe the right use case or problem that you can solve, even if that's all there, you got to remember that statistically, I want to do another refresh on this because I've had this data now for a while, but about 3% of your market is really all there is right now in the moment that's ready to buy. 3%. That's it. So, not 50, not 30, not even 10, like 3. So just remember that, like they may be the right person, but it's not the right time, which is why you got to have some kind of system around your lead pipeline management, your follow-up systems, and a plan of action so that, you can capture more opportunities as time goes on. If you just look back, think about it. If you just look back in the last week or two in your own business, I guarantee you've had leads come in that have died out. People have said, no, not now, not interested. Whatever the excuse is, whatever the reason or the objection was, they said no. So, that doesn't mean though that they'll never use you or want to work with you. It just means it's not the right time for them. And that's okay. But if we want to work with people like that, or even that exact person, then we have to give some love and some support and follow up to earn the right to persist and ask for business down the road. So what I'm going to walk you through over the next 15, 20 minutes is a really high-level strategy that we give our clients when they work with us. So you're going to get a little insight to Ascend today. But I'm sharing this with you guys because we're about to go into Q4. And if you're taking the time to jump on this live stream with me today, I really appreciate you and I want to honor your time. So a couple of things that I'd love to hear from you guys is, and again, this is only my second day doing a live stream in this thing, so we're learning as we go. But I am recording this one because I found out LinkedIn doesn't record these and lets you re-listen to them. So everyone that's tuning in today, you will get a recording of this. So you can go back and listen to some nuggets that you missed or nuggets you want to listen to again. I actually encourage you to do that because I'm going to drop a lot of value bombs in the next 15 minutes that you're going to love. So the thing, I can see you guys react, which is cool. Thank you for that. I wish there would be a way in here to do comments because I'd love to answer your questions about sales pipeline and I can address that. So I don't see any way I can do that right now. So if you have questions as I do this, guys, just DM me. I'll try to see if I can do it that way because I want to address anything that you got. But let me get into it. So here's what we got to do, right? I'm going to give you 21 ways. We call this 21 ways to accelerate your pipeline. And what this is, it's really not sophisticated at all. You can literally get a piece of paper and a pen or an Excel sheet and go to town. And when you do this, I'm going to give you kind of the framework to do this today. I would highly recommend you do this exercise sometime in the next 2 weeks. Sooner the better. And you'll thank yourself, because what I'm about to do with you is declutter your brain and declutter your social media and your emails and your phone and all the places you guys got contacts. We're going to declutter that and get you focused on people that have said hello to you and you just literally walked, right by them. You didn't even see them. Or you just had an exchange once and just said, you know what, never going to work. Your assumptions may have been incorrect. That's another thing, guys, is we always need to check our assumptions at the door in sales, because I don't know if you're honest with yourself, honest with myself, I'd say over half the time my assumptions are wrong. and the only way we can know for sure if we're right is if we ask questions and we start listening instead of talking to our prospects. So thank you for, here we go. Here's some DM questions. Cool. Exactly. Does this apply only to B2B sales? No. This is going to apply to B2C as well because of the strategies I'm going to share. So good question. This applies to both. Thank you for asking that. Keep asking them if you got more. So here we go, guys. Grab a piece of paper, grab an Excel sheet, whatever you like, and I'm going to go through kind of a list, if you will, and share different places you can look to remember and revitalize your lead pipeline that honestly hasn't been touched enough, hasn't been followed up with enough, and I guarantee you have left sales on the table over the last 6 to 12 months. I guarantee it. 100% guarantee it. So it happens to everybody, but this is going to help you not lose as many sales as you used to lose from a better follow-up system. So one last thing before I jump into the 21 is I put a poll out last week. It was about 55 respondents on it. It was great. And my question was, how many touch points do you typically need to do on average to even get a meeting with your prospective client? And 75% of the poll said at minimum 6 to 8, at least. Some said 10 to 12. Some even said 15 plus. So think about that, guys, right? If we're doing, 10 to 15 follow-ups, you can't do that in like the first 2 weeks. You're going to scare people away. It's too much. You got to spread it out over time. And I would say think about a 30 to 60 day window where you can do, those 10 to 15 touch points, maybe even 90 days, depending on the sales cycle that you're working on. But it's got to be a little bit longer tailed, because reality is people are super, super busy. They don't want to give you any time because they don't have time as it is. And they're maxed out on their energy too. Like they are expending all their energy into their business and their families and whatever else is going on every day. So it's the people that will persist and just do pleasant follow-up with value that are going to get a lot of the sales. So here we go. 21 ways. How can you revitalize your pipeline? Here's some places to look. I'm going to give you some rocks to look under and remember. I need to go back through that. So number one, go in your email inbox. Go way back. Like go month back, 2 months back, 6 months back. Like take 30 minutes, 45 minutes alone and go through your old emails. There's going to be people in your email inbox that you talk to that you just stopped talking to and you haven't followed up since. Get those names on your paper, get those names on your Excel sheet. Get their email, get their phone number, put the name, put the business down, and log those into your lead sheet. I guarantee you there's leads there just sitting there. Number two, is go under your phone, get your iPhone, get your Android, your phone, your flip phone if you still have that. Look at your old voicemails that you haven't deleted and your old text messages. Like scroll way back, and look at people you were talking to, 1 month ago, 3 months ago, 6 months ago, and you haven't spoken with them since. It's time. It is time to check in. It is time to check in. You haven't talked to them in 6 months or a year. It's been a long time. So check your phone. Write those names down. Get them on the lead sheet. Keep stacking these leads up. We call this a lead stacking exercise. You're stacking leads from different places. Number 3, look at Facebook. If you're on Facebook, look at your DMs from a long time ago. Scroll through your DMs. There's going to be names there that you've talked to that you've not talked to in a while, that you were talking about business at some point, perhaps. Write those names down. Scroll through. If you use Facebook, we'll do this for each of them. If you use Facebook as a place to put content out, go through your old content. Go look at the posts that talk about your brand, your offer, value adds that you're putting out there. Go look at the engagement. Who is checking you out? Who is liking and engaging on your content? Maybe they were liking and engaging your content for a while, and you never once dropped them a DM to say, hey, just thanks for checking out my content. Like, we didn't even recognize that they were paying attention. Do you know how many people pay attention to your content that don't even tell you? A lot. I get reminded every week. Someone I talk to every week says, oh, I love the content you're putting out. I'm like, dude, I don't see you engaging anywhere. I didn't even know you were watching. People watch you, whether they tell you or not. So we need to recognize if they're a good lead for you, look at what they do. If they're a good lead, we need to give them some love. Thanks for checking out my content. So that's Facebook. You can do the same thing for Instagram. If you do more on Instagram, DMs, content. Who's usually your typical frequent flyers, engagement. Let's reach out to those folks. Let's actually leave an olive branch and see how they're doing. LinkedIn, which we're on right now. Same thing. Content, DMs. Who's been checking you out? Who's been viewing your profile? Who's been, messaging exchange over the last year? Look at those folks. There's a lot of people there. Write those names down. Get them on your lead sheet. So there's 5 right there. I guarantee you those 5, you probably could come up with over 50 leads at least. Just from those 5 that you could follow up with right now, which I'm going to go into a script in a little bit. If you hang on to the end, we got another 13 minutes here. I'm going to give you some scripts at the end to use. So, all right, number 6, old text messages. We just did that. Number 7, this takes longer, but if you go through your contacts on your phone, like if you're like most of us, you have contacts from a long time ago, and there's probably numbers on there that you don't even know who they are. But hey, scroll through it. I guarantee you're going to see names and people that you're like, oh my gosh, I haven't thought about that person in like 2 years. It's been forever. And these are people that you know, by the way. These are people that know you and that you know. You just haven't even talked to them. And life changes. They could be in businesses and places that you could help, and they may not be. But hey, we want to use warm doors and warm leverage to drive business. It's much, much easier to do than straight up cold. So cold is good. I like cold. We do cold a lot. But I want to help you guys leverage the relationship capital you've built over time that you haven't leveraged much at all. This is going to help you do that. Number 8. Have you done any webinars in the last year, 2 years? Anyone that showed up? Go look at those registrations. Touch base with those folks and see how they're doing today. Life changes every 90 days. You never know. Go back to those leads. We haven't even gotten into your CRM yet. We're about to. Number 9, look at your CRM. If you have if you track deal flow, and if you want to learn how to do this, we can show you. We got a great CRM system that tracks deal flow. But if you look at your old deal flow, your old leads in your CRM, your old contacts, people you were emailing, contacting a while ago, check your CRM activity. Look for names in there that you're like, whoops, we haven't talked to those guys in 2 months, 5 months, 9 months. Write those names down. Get them on your lead sheet. You probably have, from those 9, you could have over 100 to 200 leads just there. We're not even to 10 yet. 10. Who likes to write notes on loose pieces of paper? I do. I love taking notes. I like writing things out. If you keep your notes, if you have a journal, if you got just random notes somewhere in your business brief bag or just in your office, look at your old notes. You've gone to networking events, you've gone to mastermind events, you've gone to just any kind of event, or you've had calls and you've taken notes. You've written down people's names, you've written down people's numbers, emails. Let's re-grab those. Let's put them on the lead sheet. Let's reach out to them. Hey, I saw you at this event. It's been a long time. How are you doing? How's business today? Love to catch up with you. Simple. Number 11. How many of you have gotten referrals from somebody else, which we'll get to in a second, but you got a referral from someone and they didn't go anywhere? It stalled out. Maybe there was an email introduction or a text introduction and you never had that meeting. You never got that thing set up. Or you did have the meeting even, but it still didn't go anywhere and you forgot about it. How many referrals have you gotten this year that you just stopped following up with? Get those on your lead sheet. Number 12, canceled booked calls. Boom. Or rescheduled. Or even, I would even say no-shows. Not all no-shows are bad. Life happens. Example, what's going on in Florida right now? I've had some cancellations from people in Florida. Why? Because a hurricane's about to come, and that's more important to deal with. Life happens. So no-shows are not all bad. Look at your no-shows on your calendar link and your canceled calls. Revitalize those. Retouch them. Follow up with them. Email, text. We'll talk about that too. Multi-channel. Email, text, follow up. Right? There's a ton of calls you've had this year that didn't hold. Let's go back to those and see where they're at. Get them rescheduled. That was 12, right? If you don't have at least 50 leads out of those, I would be shocked. And I'll help you find 50. I guarantee anyone that does this exercise a minimum 50. Minimum. So if you need help getting up to 50, we can talk after this. But you're probably going to have like a couple hundred after we get through this whole list. So, which is good. You need that much. 13, Facebook groups. If you're on Facebook and you're in groups, not all groups are created equal, as you may know, but there's some gold groups to be in for your vertical, your niche, your audience. And I would encourage you to give a little love to some of those groups. Pick your top 2 to 3 max and just commit for maybe it's a few weeks. Just start with that, right? If you believe that there's people in that group that you can work with that are good prospects, then play the game. Don't spam sales and all that stuff, but give value. Give some value to that group. Put some content in there. DM some people and build the bridge and see if you can't generate some conversations from that group. Because here's the thing, guys. The other reality is, the other thing I hope you are starting to see from this is that you guys, we all do. You guys spend a lot of time in a lot of places, whether you realize it or not. and you're building relationships all over the place. So while that's good, we also need to be strategic with our time as we grow our sales pipeline and we grow our business development and we grow our client acquisition and all that stuff. We need to be strategic because the reality is none of you have enough time. None of us do. So we need to also start being decisive around, okay, and I'm just using Facebook groups as an example. Like, hey, is Facebook groups worth my time? Should I invest more time there? Or should I invest less time? How do you know? You don't know until you do some work, until you give it a shot and you got real data, real attempts to say, I have attempted numerous conversations in this channel and got nowhere. Maybe it's the wrong group. It also might be your messaging, which is a whole nother live that we'll do. Not today. But start to really think though, like be really decisive of where do you want to spend your time? Where's the top places you can spend your time in Q4, Q1 to generate the best pipeline and double down on those places. Put more time in there and cut out stuff that doesn't really serve you. 15. I haven't been to this in a long time, but it's still alive and some people swear by it. Clubhouse. Clubhouse is another social media app. There's people there you can connect with, and that integrates really well. At least it used to. I don't know what it does now with Instagram. So it's a good crossover from Instagram. All right, we're in the home stretch. So these last 6 guys, these are probably the most important 6, I would say, out of any of the ones I've given you so far. And we're still 5 minutes to go. So number 16, your best relationships. Think about your best business relationships you have, even some personal ones. If your personal ones work in a business sector or industry that is helpful for you, ask people that are friends with you. Ask people that like you. Get their help. You know, when's the last time you've asked for help? That's another question. When's the last time you've asked for help? It's okay to ask for help. People, I mean, if anyone should help you, it's your friends, people that like you. You know, look at who's your best relationships in your industry. And I'll be honest with you guys, I got a lot of relationships in a lot of places too. There's a lot of places, people I haven't talked to in a long time. I need to do this too, and I will. So I'm eating my own medicine as I give it to you. But man, go on LinkedIn and revitalize some relationships and ask for help. Tell them what you're up to. You know, and in most cases, guys, again, life in the world changes every 3 to 6 months by a lot. So, you know, re-update each other on what's new, what's exciting, what are you pumped about, what are you trying to do? Maybe they can help you, maybe they can't help you, but do it anyways. Do the touch point. Number 17, get referrals from your best relationships. Ask if they know anybody in their network. See who they're connected to on LinkedIn. Tell specifically like, hey, I'm looking for leads or looking for introductions in this space or in this market or in this, you know, kind of company. Do you know anybody? Can't hurt to ask. The worst thing they can say is no. You know, you got nothing to lose. Number 18, past clients. How many clients have you worked with in the last year, 2 years, 3 years that you can go back to, that you haven't talked to in a while? Check in. I don't care if it ended on a bad note. It doesn't matter. Life moves on. People, they get over it. It actually says a lot more about you if you follow up with something that went south to just show that you care. That goes a long way. So don't be afraid to reach out to anybody and just see how they're doing with their business. You never know. They may have needed you this whole year, and all you had to do was just call and show some love, and they would have happily given you some business. So call past clients. Past number 19, past podcasts. Have you been featured anywhere, guys? Have you gotten your brand elevated? Have you gotten, shared out on a podcast, on an article, on PR, anything like that? Go back to the host that featured you, thank them for that amazing opportunity, see how they're doing, and maybe you might get featured again, or maybe you ask them how you can help them, or ask them, hey, I really love the audience you have, and as time has moved on, we share similar audiences, and I really feel like I can serve some of your audience. Is there a way we could collaborate and possibly, I can serve some of the folks that you know? Like, you just never know. You got to ask those questions. So collaborate, by the way, is a great word to use. How can we collaborate? It's very mutual, win-win. Number 20, we're almost done. Number 20, current clients. Current clients. Two big things here. One is, when's the last time you've checked in to see how things really are going? If you haven't done that, then I'd say the last 30 days, I would do it now. Client retention is essential for your business. So you got to have a strategy around that, but client retention will help a ton as you move into 2023. So let's ask those tough questions. You may not like the answers all the time, but ask those tough questions, see how you're really doing with them. Let them tell you. It's going to give you some really good feedback on things you can probably tweak and improve on that will help you all around for your business. So it's good. And if they're in a good place and they like you and things are really good, and you haven't asked them for a referral ever, ask them for a referral. Get a referral. Get a couple. You have nothing to lose. And if they don't give you a referral, then you got some things to work on, because if you got good clients that like you, you should be able to get some referrals from your client base. So you got to figure that out. Last thing, number 21, round this out, is paid associations. What associations are you in? And have you even really tried to leverage them at all? Have you looked at the membership base? Who's in there? Who one fits your ideal client profile? Right away, automatic. Two, who is a mover and shaker? There's always movers and shakers in every paid group. There always is. So have you talked to those folks? Because I'll tell you what, you want to be around sources of momentum in your life, in your business. If you're in a paid group, find the people that have the biggest sources of momentum. Hang out with those people. They may want to work with you directly, or they may have people that they could just, intro and broker introductions for easily, because they're just a really good COI, or centers of influence. So leverage your paid, you've spent the money. Be strategic with your time there. Make a strategy, make a plan, and do a short one. Don't be this next year we're really going to be better at, getting more involved in this association. Don't say that, because that's not very specific, and it's not a really good actionable plan. It's not going to happen. Make it urgent. Make it 60 to 90 day action plan about that thing. What are you going to do in the next 60 to 90 days in that association, or any of these channels we've talked about today? What's the action plan, guys, for the next 30, 60, 90 days specifically in that channel that's going to move the ball forward? That's going to tell you, yup, I definitely leveraged this channel better than I did before, and I saw results from it because I took decisive, specific action. That's what's going to really move the ball, guys, for you. So I got a couple questions that are coming in from this. We'll round this out. If you guys got any more, just shoot me a quick DM. Everybody that's listened to this today is going to get the recording, so you can go back and listen. Someone wants to know, I missed 14. 14. What was 14? Good question. What was 14? 14 was, oh, you know what? It's because I didn't say it. I missed it. My bad. 14, proximity. If you're in an office building, or if you're in an office park, If you're in an area where there's buildings and companies around you or in your same building, have you ever said hello to your neighbor? Like ever? Like literally, you can literally walk into their building, walk into their office and say, you know what? I've been here for 2 years, 3 years. And I've never said hello. I work down the hall. Here's our business. You know, if there's anything I can do to serve you guys, would love to learn more about what that might be. And if you're open to that, we can schedule a call. Boom. You might get leads from that right there. I'll tell you what, you know, this is a little bit different, but industries like, I mean, it's B2C, like hardcore B2C, like you're hitting the pavement, you're doing door to door, but like the solar industry, the roofing industry, these guys canvas. I mean, they are relentless about going neighborhood to neighborhood and knocking on doors and just, you know, being nice about it, but they're getting in front of people. If you're in B2B and you're in a building with other businesses that you could serve that fit your ideal client profile, go say hello. Shake some hands. Make some new friends. So, guys, thanks for tuning into this. We went a little bit over, but I hope you got a lot of value out of this. I wanted to give you a ton of value today that was actionable. So appreciate you guys tuning in. If you want to talk about anything after this, feel free to drop me a DM. Happy to continue the conversation. I'll send you the recording regardless, and use this stuff, because if you use what we went through today, I promise you, I guarantee it, you will have way more alive, revitalized momentum, energy in your pipeline. It is huge, this exercise. It works for anybody. You just got to do the work, and it will serve you very well for Q4. So thanks so much. We'll see you on the next live. Have an awesome day, and we'll talk soon.